Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am faceless, not valueless. This channel is dedicated to support and validate victims and survivors of narcissistic abuse. I am here to empower you in your journey. Know that I am not a licensed counselor or professional. I'm just here to help you and to let you know that you're not crazy, you're not alone, you are loved and valued. You can go ahead and like my videos or subscribe as you help me get out of narcissistic abuse myself. Today I want to talk about how the narcissist sets you up for failure. And by the way, I will be making a video regarding what is narcissistic personality disorder. It's not a term that I use loosely just to describe someone who's very, very mean, by the way, guys. If you're listening to this and you were raised in a relatively safe and secure home, you might be thinking you're just exaggerating. Trust me, you can go to other YouTube videos, other YouTubers who are narrating their experiences to help other people, and you will see how this is actually a real thing. So please be respectful in the comment section if you have your own opinions. And if you are still going through some type of emotional abuse, you can go ahead and subscribe and know that you're not alone. We're going to get out of this together. So in this video, I want to talk about several things that narcissistic parents do in order to set their children up for failure. And I know that many people may seem like this is too harsh, and I know there's good parents that do whatever they can to help their children, but there's others that they don't really care so much about seeing their children thrive, although they say they do. One of the things that I have noticed is that there's a saying that says that insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. So if you notice, narcissistic parents, they're very, very good at this. They keep repeating bad mistakes and they are expecting something new to happen. In my case, I will be sharing why I don't have a car in another video, but one of the reasons why is because I have moved several times, and actually my family owned a lot of cars in the past, but I was never given the opportunity to actually drive, and every time I got my permits, it got expired. Something bad always would happen. By the way, guys, if you hear any background noise, I am in my patio, so please disregard any noises. So narcissistic parents sometimes have the tools to help you, but they don't give it to you because they want to infantilize you. Infantilization is actually a term used when it comes to treating an individual like a child. So for example, you might be a teenager and your parents still say to you that you can't go to the library alone, you can't do this or that alone, and that would be understandable depending on your situation or how old you are. But in many cases, these are just rules that are deemed by others as having controlling parents. And that's the term that you will hear a lot of people say, oh, your parents are just controlling. But in my experience, it's more than just control. It's actually infantilizing you to the point where you feel like you cannot do anything for yourself because you have not been given the proper guidance. I remember in school, I was eating and one of my friends told me, you're not supposed to put your elbows on the table. And I'm like, well, no one taught me. And then I went to another place to eat and someone told me, you're not supposed to use that napkin that way. And I'm like, well, no one told me. And even in my culture, I'm Hispanic, we used to, we like to eat a lot for the holidays. And I was eating this typical for, I don't know how to say it, this typical food that you only get in my country, which involves meat and other ingredients, and also you package it with like a it's a type of leaf that you package it with. You're not supposed to eat the leaf. You're supposed to take it out and then you cut it in pieces and then you eat it. Okay, it's almost like a hot pocket. It's that size. So all of my life I was eating it the wrong way, and at a family gathering everyone was like laughing at me, and I'm like, why are you laughing at me, and why do you even like to eat this? And they told me, you're eating it wrong. And I'm like, no one told me. And you might think, well, those are just, small things, but those are just some of the things that lead to the big things. For example, I was never taught how to properly, spend my money. I actually learned how to count money in school. And I was always very nervous about being a cashier at a a retailer store, because other people could count money very fast and I didn't know how to. Simple stuff like that. And you might be thinking, are you serious? You can learn. But when you have been taught that you're stupid since you're a little child, you're like, wow, what am I missing out from this world? Let me know in the comments if you know what I am talking about. I can go on with other examples. I have a lot of them, but for some reason it doesn't pop up in my mind right now. My point is, maybe you are feeling like you don't know, or you feel so ignorant from the world. Sometimes parents, they think they're doing you a favor by sheltering you, by telling you the world is dangerous. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. But in reality, in a psychology aspect, what they're really saying is, I'm afraid of being alone. I don't want you to detach from me. I don't want you to grow up and be your unique, own, special individual. And I need to find a way to make you feel like you have to depend on me all the time. Infantilization and codependency, they go hand in hand. It's just something that happens, and it's not your fault. But I want you to know that if you've been through this, you can break free, and you can definitely start educating yourself on the things that you were never taught. Go read books. Go visit different countries. Go do whatever the narcissist told you that you cannot do. They told you were stupid. Go to college. Other people have gone to college. I don't care if you feel like you don't have the resources. Trust me, if you go out and ask, and if you're brave enough to take that step, people will be more than happy to help you. Some of you are listening to me right now and you're like, I feel so stupid. I don't know so much like other people. Well, you know how to read and write. That is a starting point. Go grab a book on something that you like to do. Or if you're a professional and you feel like you want to advance your career, you can go ahead and go on Google and just see different articles that will help you in the future. I just saw this really beautiful butterfly flying right next to me, and I just thought about all of you guys who have been afraid of flying. I want you guys to spread your wings and actually try something new. See, because that's how you break that cycle of feeling infantilized. You have to get out of your comfort zone. It's gonna feel so awkward. I remember when I first lived by myself, those 3 months in college, I actually made a video about it. But I lived in my other college, I lived in the dorms for 3 months. They wouldn't let me. My parents wouldn't let me. And those 3 months helped me so much. I learned how to go to the grocery store by myself, pick out different things, how to make different recipes. Sometimes I would even be alone in the city by myself at night, and I would just go along with the flow. I don't recommend this to people, of course. This is very, this can be dangerous in your area. But I learned so much, and when I had to go back home, I felt so sad because I realized, wow, I have been missing out so much. And you need to understand something. You don't have to be afraid of the world. The narcissist has taught you to be afraid of your own capabilities, not so much of the world. They use that as an excuse, but what they really are trying to say to you is you have to be afraid of yourself because you might fail. So if you have ever been infantilized, go ahead and share your story down in the comments. I want to thank every one of you for hearing this video. I hope it helped. Go ahead and subscribe. Thank you and have a blessed day.